Hi guys, it's Jessica from ZellaMaybe.com, and I'm back with a little update on my vintage sewing project. When I recorded my last video, I talked about how I wanted to repair a vintage dress that I had bought last summer, where the ruching had become stretched out, making the dress look droopy and just not as fitted as I wanted it to. So I started in on repairing the shirring using strips of elastic, and everything went really well. I'm about half done with that at this point, and I've definitely gotten the results that I wanted. So just to show you a little bit, this is side 2. This is the side that I've just started on. So I do have a couple of elastic strips in here now, and you can see that it does tighten up the bottom, but you can also see that especially through this middle section, it's just completely relaxed. The shirring is completely gone. There's no more elastic left in it. It's done. If you look at the other side, you can see there's just a lot more life and a lot more bounce to it. So, you know, you stretch it and it snaps back, which is exactly what I wanted. So I still have some work to do on the other side, but once that's done, I'm pretty hopeful that it'll look exactly like I wanted it to look. The other thing that you might have noticed is that my dress is in 2 pieces now, and it's gonna stay that way. When I was trying on the dress the last time, so originally I just opened up the side seam. I did the shirring and then I sewed it back up, and then I went to try it on just to see like if the fit was where I wanted it to be, because I wasn't going to do any more work than I had to if I only really needed to do the one side. I'm lazy, sue me. And then when I did, I realized that there was fabric at the waist seam that was actually coming apart. So the seam wasn't coming apart, the actual fabric was starting to split, which if you wear vintage, if you collect vintage, you know that that's a pretty serious issue. Structural integrity of the fabric is one of those things that sort of determines if a dress is wearable or not, or, you know, any garment. And I couldn't figure out how to fix it. Like, the issue was that the seam itself had no give to it. The fabric had gotten weaker over the years, and you know, the dress fits me properly, but my waist is a lot smaller than like my bust or my shoulders, and so every time I was putting it on over my shoulders, pulling it down over my bust, it was putting a lot of stress on that fabric, until finally it just started to give way. I suppose that there are people out there who could do good repairs on it. You know, I mean, there's almost certainly some way to repair it, but it just made the most sense to me from both like a technical standpoint and from a financial standpoint, in that I can't really afford to pay somebody to do that repair, to take the strain off of the waist seam by getting rid of it, basically. Because the top has plenty of ease to it. You know, especially with the elastic panels that I'm putting in, it's not an issue for it to give that stretch. The skirt, on the other hand, did not have any elastic panels. There was no zipper. There also wasn't a good place to install a zipper if I had decided that was what I wanted to do, just because of the way the paneling is on the top part. Like, either it's like in a weird sort of 3/4 position, or I'd be like cutting the back panel in half, which I didn't really want to do that either. So it came apart pretty easily. And then, well, one of the things that I actually kind of lucked out on was that it came with a belt of the same fabric, and the belt was actually a good width to just pin it into place, at least for the moment, and I'll sew it on for a waistband. So what I'm planning on doing right now, instead of installing a zipper, I don't think I necessarily need one. I'm going to put in, I'm going to split the seam to an appropriate waist so that I can get it up over my big butt, and put in a couple of hook and eyes, and then there's actually enough fabric left over that this can actually tie, so I don't need like a snap or anything like that for a closure. So yeah, I do still have a little bit of work to do. Obviously, I need to attach the waistband, finish the shearing, and then I do need to figure out some way to finish off like the seam along the bottom, just so that it's not quite so rough as it is right now. I'm thinking I'll probably just pop into Joann's. Maybe I'll see if I can find some ribbon that would work for it, or you know, bias tape, I guess. That's a thing, right? I don't really know as much about this as I probably should, given that I started the project. But I'm pretty excited to see what the results are. Everything looks really promising at the stage that I am at right now. So yeah, hopefully next week I'll be able to give you one last update where I'm wearing my pretty new 1950s separate set, and yeah, I'll be looking super cute.